I got the Fox Body started because we're going to bring this thing in the garage today and see if we can't figure out why it is running so bad. Oh, it was a massive, massive pain to get this thing in here. It did not want to start. If you remember from when we brought this thing in here before, it runs incredibly rich. I ended up having, I cranked for a while, killed the battery, put it on the charger, still wouldn't start. It would kind of fire every once in a while, but it was so incredibly flooded. I had to pop all the plugs out, burn them off, burn off the gas that's in the cylinders, and then it started, although it's running really terrible still. Definitely not firing on all 8 cylinders, but we're going to take a look at it here. I've got a couple ideas that we're going to get started with that we want to check out on why this might be running rich. Some of you guys gave me some ideas in the last video. We're going to check those out and see what happens, I guess. We might end up needing to buy parts. Probably going to need to put plugs in it at some point just because they are pretty fouled. And as I was back in the 280Z out, I realized that is literally the first time I have ever driven that car. Before we brought it in, it didn't run, didn't drive. I mean, didn't even have a head on the engine. So I have never driven that car until now when I just backed it out of the garage. So the first thing we're going to do is, a couple of people mentioned that the map sensor might be unplugged on these. I did a little bit of research, and some of these Fox bodies have a map sensor, and some of them have what they call a BAP sensor. Now the difference is, the cars with a mass airflow sensor have the BAP, which means that the sensor is just open to atmosphere. It doesn't connect to manifold pressure. The non-MAF cars run speed density, and they have a MAP. It has to be connected to the intake manifold for manifold pressure, or it has no idea what to do for fueling. This is a non-MAF car. That means it needs to be hooked up to the intake manifold. So I want to check real quick and see if this thing is hooked up. So over here, this is the MAP sensor, and right there, let me get my light here. You guys can see right there, you guys might not be able to see, right there is the port for the hose coming off the intake manifold, the vacuum hose. Let me get this stuff up out of the way. Can you see? It is not connected. Now, let's see. Do you see any hoses back here that should go there? I mean, this is all hard plastic. Actually, that's a throttle cable. It's not that. Oh. What's this? We have a vacuum hose right here. Let's see. It's old and nasty. It definitely needs to be replaced, but it goes way underneath the intake manifold. I'm not going to bother with that right now. It's hooked up. I'm going to, so I wonder if that fell off at some point or somebody knocked it off. I want to start it and see if that helps. Although, again, we might not be able to tell right now because the plugs are pretty fouled and it's not even running on all 8 cylinders. They're so fouled. So we might not be able to tell a big difference right now, but we might as well check it out. Oh my God, guys, that actually might be it. It started up so much better. It was normally really hard to crank over. It didn't want to fire, and it's already idling a ton better. That could be our issue. It revs so much better. I'm going to be so amazed if that was the issue. That is insane. I mean, we definitely got some soot coming out over there, but not as much. I think I'm going to back this thing outside and let it idle for a bit, see if it cleans up itself. I don't want to let it sit idle in here. it's gonna fill this place up with smoke. Yo, that absolutely fixed it. This thing has been sitting out here for probably a half an hour. I've let it idle out here, I've revved it up some. And if you look back here, this is where it was when it first came out. It was blowing black smoke out. I've since moved it ahead. It's been sitting here for probably a good 15 minutes anyway. No soot on the ground. It idles so much better. Absolutely fixed it. I can't believe it, just that one hose being unplugged, but it makes sense. Let's get this thing back in the garage real quick. Didn't make it. These tires are not very good in the snow. So thank you to the guys who mentioned in the previous video that it could be that map sensor being unplugged. Saved me a ton of time. We definitely got that fixed. Now, we're not done. We are going to check codes, see what there is for codes on this thing. Very easy to do. Now, this is an OBD1 car, so you can't just plug in an OBD2 scanner. Does not work. Although you can buy an OBD1 scanner, but there's a free way to do it. So we got this plug here, actually 2 plugs. I jumped from here to this one, just a couple spade connectors on a wire. It's the bottom, let's get this out of the way. It's the bottom left of the V right there to this gray connector here. And then we're going to put our test light in right there, which that's awfully green. We're going to plug that in right there and connect it to the positive terminal on the battery. And then we'll go turn the key on. We'll check some codes without it running, and then we're going to check it with it running because you can have different codes with it running apparently on these things. So let's try that. All right, so now we're just going to count the flashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2-second pause. 1, 2, 82. Then we got another pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 2. Oh, that's all we got then. Just code 82, I guess. I got the codes, engine off and engine running. So engine off, we only had one code. It was 82. So according to what I see on here, it says Thermactor Air Circuit Integrated Controller Circuit. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Now with it running, we got code 91. Which is oxygen sensor problem, fuel pressure out of specified range, or injectors out of balance. So anyways, I'm going to do a little bit of research, see if we can figure out how to fix those 2 codes, what the common issue is. Maybe we can find that today and get those cleared up also. Quick update, guys. I did some research. Looks like that code 82 is for the smog pump itself, or something related to the smog pump. And if you look down here, there ain't no belt connected to that thing. So we're going to get rid of that anyway. So we're not going to worry about that at all. That is fine. The other one is 91. That's the one when it was running. That is for the O2 sensor, I think passenger side, but I can't remember now. It doesn't really matter. So it's an issue with the O2 sensor circuit, or if it's running really lean or something, which it can be running really lean. I really, really doubt it. There's a couple issues it could be. However, I wouldn't doubt if those oxygen sensors are completely fouled up because of how rich it was running, and who knows how old they are. I have no idea. So I just ordered a couple. We're going to replace those. We're going to replace the plugs and probably do an oil change on this thing too, because where it's running so rich, I wouldn't doubt if some gas washed down the cylinders and stuff like that and contaminated the oil. We're going to do all that stuff, but can't do it today because I had to order those oxygen sensors. So once those come in, I'll go pick them up and we'll start getting back to work on this thing. Hey guys, so I got the Z back in the garage now that we got the Mustang back out of here, and I've worked a bit off camera just because it's not really, the Z isn't the focus of this video, and I wanted to work on my own. So let me catch you up on what I did. So we got this door frame wrapped and in. I believe I already had that quarter glass in when I last showed you, but that is all in. looking great. Back here, I put all the hatch seals in now. I got all of them in. The inner one and the outer ones, those are in. One thing I had not done is fully bolt down the spoiler because it is such a pain. Let me show you. So this thing through bolts, it's got studs on it. If you don't remember from when we actually did the work on this to get it to fit good before paint, but it's got studs that come down, and you probably can't see, but they're up under here, like up under this part here, and you have to reach in this way to get to it. It's terrible. There's, let me try and think here. I think there's a set right here, and then there's also a set on each edge, and I ended up having to make a hole here on both sides. Looks like it still needs a little bit of cleanup now that I look at it, but I had to drill and expand the holes here just to be able to get those, and I physically could not get these in here by reaching through. They would not fit. So we did that. That's all on. We don't have to worry about that now. Now, what else I've been working on? Actually, up here, I threw the strut bar on the front. So also what I've been working on is some more of the wiring. So in here, we have gotten a bunch of work done, although there's still a lot to do. But if you remember from when I talked about this, we're going to, for now, use the factory wiring and gauges as much as we can in the dash. And we got the factory connectors down here, right here. I pinned all these out. That's what these are. If anybody wants the pinouts, by the way, I've got a diagram that I've made on the computer that looks a little better. But we've got all these pinned out here, and I've started connecting to them, mostly from the ECU master harness right here. So this will be cleaned up. But we got this here, mostly connects to this blue connector and up inside. We got this white and black connectors here that are a lot more that we still got to connect. However, what I have done is clean up a lot of the wiring and organize it where it needs to go now, because we need to go from the painless box, the fuse box, to everything in the car still. We did the rear section, right? But we still need to do everything else. So we got to go over to the ignition switch and the turn signal switch, headlight switch, all that stuff. We got to go up front to the lights, you know, everything in the center console. So I've separated everything. So I've just separated them into where they're going to go in the car. These need to connect to the dash still. These need to connect to the center console, and these need to go to the driver's side, either the ignition switch or out to the headlights or something like that. Just get a good base set up so we can start building the harness and get our sleeving on and all that stuff so it'll look nice. So look forward to that. We're going to probably work on that more next, because I really need to get the wiring done in here so we can put the seats in. And then really, I mean, we're really getting down to the last things on this car to get it drivable. So I guess that's going to finish off this video. It's a pretty short one. But we got the Mustang fixed, running right. There's plenty of work still to do to that. He wants me to do a bunch, so I got to fix some oil leaks. We're going to, I think I mentioned it, change spark plugs, stuff like that, O2 sensors. And I'm going to get it to where it's drivable for him. Oh, we also could do coilovers. He bought coilovers. We're going to install those at some point. Most likely we'll do that once it's ready to drive this spring sometime. You know, when the roads are ready, they're not covered in salt, not all bumpy. So I'm going to get the car drivable for him so that he can drive it some and figure out what he really wants to do with it. He keeps going back and forth on doing a swap, building that 302 something, maybe manual swapping it, unsure, but I figure if I get that thing drivable for him so he can drive it, you know, a few months, maybe the whole year, something like that, start buying some parts once he figures out what he wants to do, and then we can do that. Also, there's another project coming up that literally just happened today. I'm not going to reveal it now, but we have something else to look forward to after the Datsun's done, and in addition to working on the Mustang. So we got plenty to do. I'll reveal that one probably, you know, maybe next video. We'll see. I'll release some details about it. Let me know what you guys think about the progress on the Z, where we're at with this, how much we got to go, what you think about that free, super simple fix on the Fox Body, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video.